and welcome to EnglishStar. Today we are going to learn how to write letters to the editor. While leafing through pages of newspaper, you might have come across letters to the editor. Who are the ones writing letters to the editor? They are you and the general masses, expressing their views on some burning topic or on some happenings around the world. This video is going to tell you how, when, why we write a letter to the editor. So let's move ahead. What's a letter to the editor? It is a written form of expressing views in a newspaper, magazine, journals, etc. It is placed in the first section of the newspaper, or at the beginning of a magazine, or in the editorial page. Its views may be in favor of or against an issue or both. It is persuasive in nature and appeals to the mind of readers by using striking facts. It is usually concise and compact, not longer than 300 words. So friends, in What's a Letter to the Editor, these points will help you to understand that why this letter to the editor is written. It is basically to express views and to reach out to the general masses or maybe some authorities to draw their attention. I will explain you these things with few examples. So let's have a look. Friends, here is the column of newspaper where the letters to the editor are published. You can have a look here. These are the letters to the editor of the newspaper The Hindu, and here someone, Mr. Visweswaran from Chennai, has written about the tiger conservation of India. India's tiger population has improved a great deal due to more visible campaigns to save this endangered species. So this was a burning issue concerning environment. Here you will see there is no salutation or subscription, just the body part, the body paragraph or the description of the issue. Then another one is here, rising numbers are sure to bring joy to every one of us in saving the big cat. So varieties of people have written about the same endangered species, the tiger. Then there is awaiting clearance. Given the chill that has set in India-China bilateral relations, it is hardly surprising that 200 investment proposals are awaiting security clearance from the Ministry of Home Affairs. So here it is about the Indo-China bilateral trade relations. Then another one is Olivia de Havilland. The passing of Olivia de Havilland at the ripe age of 104 makes the world of culture and the glorious past that much poorer. One of the finest Hollywood Golden Age actors, she left a last impression as the demure Melanie in the 1939 epic Gone with the Wind. One cannot forget her bagging Academy Awards for her role to each his own. The heiress, she was certainly the last of the top screen performance from the studio. So Ravi Chandra has written from Bangalore. Varieties of issues are there related to tiger conservation, related to Indo-China bilateral, related to someone's demise. So this is how letters to the editor are written. Next one, we can have a look here. This is from the National Daily, the Pioneer Delhi edition. This is about anti-middle class. Someone has written about the issues related to middle class. Why not a digital Bhumi Pujan? This is related to Ram Janmabhoomi Bhumi Pujan. Escalating tensions, stronger India via email. The email is also given, as I told you. Letters to the editor can be sent through email, and the publishers generally, the editors generally prefer getting it by mail. So these are some real examples. You can also take a copy of a newspaper and go through varieties of letters to the editor, which will definitely give you a fair idea to write letters to the editor confidently. Right, students? Let's move ahead. Now, let's move on to the next one, the purpose of writing letter to the editor. Letter to the editor is written to let others know that you are upset or concerned about some socio-economic and geopolitical issue. It is written to speak out on a pertinent issue, the issue which is very, very important and burning in the society. It is written to persuade, sensitize, and draw attention of authorities and leaders concerned. Now, friends, I will explain you one by one through examples how and why the letter to the editors are written. So let's have a look. Friends, we write letters to the editor to convey our views to the government, to the leaders, and the general masses, to bring awareness among the people about some local as well as global issues. So here are few examples of burning issues which affects our human life, environment, and many people who are directly or indirectly associated with. So climate change is one of those burning issues which are affecting us severely. Natural disasters and the rise in the global temperature that we call as global warming is increasing day by day, and it is a matter of concern. Farmers will be the most affected by this, but other workers can be affected as well. In industries such as construction, high temperatures will make life miserable for factory workers, decreasing their productivity. Another important issue, burning issue, is the groundwater. India is facing its worst groundwater crisis in history. Reports say that 21 cities in the country will run out of groundwater by 2020, including Hyderabad, Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore. With nearly 600 million Indians facing high to extreme water stress, where more than 40% of the annually available surface water is used every year, and about 2 lakhs people dying annually due to inadequate access to safe water, the situation is likely to worsen as the demand for water will exceed the supply by 2050, said the Composite Water Management Index (CWMI) released on June 14, 2019. Likewise, you will see various kinds of data and problems. Food security is another one. According to FAO, in the state of food security and nutrition in the world, 2019, 194.4 million people are undernourished in India, 14.5% of the population. Also, 51.4% of women aged between 15 and 49 years are anemic. These are some glaring facts, and you want to express your views by the medium of letters to the editor. Some more are there. Women's safety, empowerment, women's safety and empowerment. Crime against women constitute murder, rape, dowry death, suicide, abetment, acid attack, cruelty against women, and kidnapping. Friends, you know, our society is ailing because of all these social evils. So we need to wake up. We need to appeal to the government leaders and to bring awareness among the people to fight against these social evils. And that's why the letters to the editor are a powerful medium to reach out to the large masses. Then there is another problem of drug abuse. According to a 2019 report by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Drug use was listed as an issue of major concern. The report establishes that a substantial number of people use psychoactive substances in India, with adult men facing the maximum brunt of substance use disorders. You can write on this topic also. Then there is waste management. India is a huge country, and pollution due to the waste and garbages are very challenging. It causes soil pollution, water pollution. We will see the disease and squalor all around. You can write on it because you feel upset and disappointed. Clean energy is another one. Fossil fuels are creating global warming, so we have to switch over to renewable energy, preferably solar energy, wind energy, and also nuclear energy. So friends, you saw just now different kinds of issues, which is very challenging, and you feel that it should be addressed well, so you will write on these topics through the medium of letters to the editor. Well, students, let's move ahead. Now friends, we will move on to see when should you write a letter to the editor. It is written when you want to shape public opinion. It is written when you want to express your feelings on people, events, issues, etc. It is written when you want to bring awareness or advocate a cause. Now next, how should you send letter to the editor? Letter to the editors are sent by email or by post. Sending by emails are more preferred by print publications. You may also have the option of posting the letters, which might get delayed. So it is better to email the editor of the particular publication. Right, students? Let's move ahead. Now we will move on to how to write a letter to the editor. Here are a few points which are very, very important while starting to write a letter to the editor. We have to keep it in mind. Open the letter with a simple salutation. Grab the reader's attention. Explain what the letter is about at the start. Explain why the issue is important. Give evidence for any praise or criticism. State your opinion on solution. Keep it brief. And last, revise. Do not forget to revise your letter before sending it to the editor. Okay, well, we move on to now the format, the step-by-step format of letter to the editor. We start with the sender's address, written at the top left-hand side of the page. Top left-hand side of the page. Sender's address, full address, including phone and email. Leaving a line, you have to write the date. Two formats are given. Either one of them will do. Next is editor's address, full address of the editor, the newspaper's name. Leaving a line, you have to write subject of the letter, expressing views on whatever the topic is. Next, salutation. You may start with dear ma'am, sir, or just ma'am, sir. Leaving a line, you have to start with the opening paragraph. The opening line should be through the columns of your esteemed daily, or you may write through the columns of your prestigious newspaper. Next, after leaving a line, is a discussion paragraph. This is the main content You have to describe point-wise, citing examples, statistics, facts and figures. Leaving a line, you have to write the closing paragraph. Closing paragraph should show that you want to draw the attention of the concerned authorities. You are making an appeal for prompt action, or you are bringing awareness among the general masses. Then comes the subscription. You may end your letter using yours faithfully or yours truly. Please do not write yours sincerely, because yours sincerely is written when you start your salutation with "Dear Mr. Smith," for example, or Mr. Williams, first name or the last name. Then we will use yours sincerely. But never ever write yours sincerely when you are addressing the person with "Dear ma'am" or "sir." Right? Hope you remember this thing. Let's move ahead. Now we will be looking at very important samples of letters to the editor on a very pertinent issues going on in the society. So we start with the samplers on draft of letter to the editor. I have taken up 4 different topics: views on online learning, views on COVID-19 pandemic, views on water scarcity, views on child labor. So one by one, let's have a look. Here is a question. Write a letter to the editor, the Delhi Times, discussing the benefits and disadvantages of online learning that has become a trend in the modern world. I am presenting before you a step-by-step method of writing such kind of letter to the editor on the given. On your screen, you will see the draft, the sample draft of the letter to the editor, and I'm going to explain it step by step.
Here is a sample draft of letter to the editor on online learning. Friends, while writing this letter to the editor, you have to start with writing the sender's address at the top left-hand side. Thereafter, leaving a line, you have to write the date. Here, I have mentioned 2 formats. Either one of them will do. Leave a line and then write the editor's address. The name of the newspaper should be mentioned. If it is given already in the question, you have to write the name of that newspaper. Otherwise, you have to write the name of the newspaper which you know or any imaginary name. After leaving a line, you have to write the subject, expressing views on online learning. Thereafter, leave a line and then you have to write the salutation, "Dear sir" or "ma'am." Then starts the opening paragraph. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper or prestigious newspaper, I would like to express my views on the subject cited. Here I have mentioned 2 phrases: esteemed newspaper or prestigious newspaper. You may use either one of them. Right, friends? Then starts the discussion paragraph where you have to give the description of the whole issue. I am reading it for you. The ICT revolution has necessitated the use of online learning globally. It has become the need of the hour in delivering education to every learner from local to global expanse. The benefits of online learning are noteworthy. It saves time of commutation. It is pocket-friendly and gives you flexibility of timing. It gives access to the best of the tutors around the world. Besides, it also provides you with world-class learner-centric resources. However, all these benefits also have its flip side. Online learning makes us vulnerable to cyber attack. Many fall prey to unscrupulous people who are into data stealing, hacking, phishing, cyber fraud, etc. After writing the discussion paragraph, friends, you have to leave a line and then you have to close the letter. You may write like this: we should be vigilant and intelligent while using online learning services. Then comes the subscription. After leaving a line, you have to write yours truly or yours faithfully, but never write yours sincerely. Generally, students feel confused that whether to write yours sincerely or not. But here in this case, writing a letter to the editor where you have started with "Dear Sir" or "Madam," subscription word will be always yours truly or yours faithfully, but not yours sincerely. Yours sincerely is used when you are writing in the salutation, "Dear Mr. XYZ," when you starting the name of a person in the salutation, the first name or the last name, you will use the subscription "yours sincerely." But here, we have started with "Dear Sir" or "Ma'am." You will be only writing yours truly or yours faithfully. Well, student, I hope this confusion is clear now and you will not commit any mistake.
Now let's move on to views on COVID-19 pandemic. Here is a question for you. Write a letter to the editor of English Daily, the Northeast Times, expressing your views on pandemic COVID-19. As you know that all over the world, the pandemic is going on and the people are suffering due to COVID-19, and you want to express your views on this topic. So here I have drafted for you as an example. I will explain you one by one, step by step, how to write it and how you want to present your views. That will help you a lot in writing your own letter to the editor. So let's start.
Friends, here is another sample draft of letter to the editor. As usual, you will be writing the sender's address on the left-hand side top. Leaving a line, write the date in either of the format. Leave a line, then write the receiver's address, that is, the editor's address. Leave a line, then write the subject, expressing views on pandemic COVID-19. Leaving a line, you start with the salutation "Dear Sir" or "Ma'am." Then comes the opening paragraph. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to express my views on the subject cited. After writing this, you have to leave a line and then you have to write the description paragraph where you will give in detail about the issue which is discussed here, giving proper examples, facts and figures. I am reading this paragraph. Many challenges are arising due to COVID-19 pandemic. It affected various socio-economic and medical aspects. Socio-economic and psychological issues and health-related challenges are getting impacted owing to the ongoing epidemic. It has strongly affected jobs, businesses, transportation, travel, daily wages, and other sectors which have ultimately disturbed the socio-economic balance of the society. This has further led to the decrease in the GDP of the country. The loss of social relationships and emotional attachments have also evolved as vital social impacts. The lockdown and the social distancing factors have secluded individuals. This has also led to the psychological issues among human beings. Lack of traveling arrangements force the poor migrant workers to walk thousands of kilometers. The cases of diabetes, hypertension, etc. are some of the few who have been affected the most during this time. Lockdown resulted in the increased body weight due to the unbalanced lifestyle, overeating, no outdoor activities, lack of daily exercise, oversleep, etc., which have further deteriorated the health conditions. As reported, around 19% of gained weight and around 42% of the persons are not performing their routine exercises. So this was the description paragraph. After that, you have to leave a line and you have to write the concluding paragraph, closing paragraph. With the growing concepts in the science and technology domain, we can expect to get relief soon in this tougher time of COVID-19. While research is needed to arrive at a proper vaccine, more research is needed to address the related sectors affected badly by the pandemic. So your conclusion should be short and crisp. It should be very compact because there is a word limit. Leaving a line, you write the subscription, yours truly. You may also write yours faithfully. But friends, I caution you, do not write yours sincerely, because yours sincerely is written when you start the salutation as Dear Mr. Smith, when you name a person by the first name or the last name. Then you have to write yours sincerely. But when you are using Dear Sir or Ma'am, you will always write yours faithfully or yours truly. Right, students? Hope you understood this thing and there is no confusion, right? So go through this whole sample draft, and getting an idea on this, you can also draft your own letter to the editor on pandemic COVID-19.
Now friends, let's move on to views on water scarcity. Let's see what the question is. The question is, write a letter to the editor of an English daily, the Northeast Voice, expressing your views on water scarcity. Here you see the sample draft of the letter to the editor. You can see here how the body paragraph is explained, and I am going to explain you step by step how to write such kind of letter to the editor. So let's get going.
Friends, let's have a look on another sample draft of letter to the editor on water scarcity. As usual, you will write the sender's address on the top left-hand side margin. Leaving a line, you will write the date. Either one of the format will be written. Leaving a line, you have to write the receiver's address. Then you will leave a line again and you will write the subject. Expressing views on water scarcity. Leaving a line, you have to write the salutation, Dear Sir or Ma'am. Leaving a line, you have to write the opening line, opening paragraph. Through the columns of your esteemed daily, I would like to express my views on the subject cited. Instead of writing esteemed daily, you may also write esteemed newspaper. Both have the same connotation. Or you may also write prestigious daily or prestigious newspaper. Right, students? I hope it's clear now. Now let's move on to the description paragraph. Don't forget to leave a line here. I am reading this out for you. We have been facing acute water shortage for the past 3 months. Inadequate water supply and low pressure is causing inconvenience to all the residents. The sultry summer season is adding to our woes, and the rising demand for water is posing a great challenge. Sadly, inadequate water supply is hindering our necessary household chores. Repeated complaints made to the municipality about the problem of water scarcity has fallen on deaf ears. Due to their apathy and inaction, our genuine grievances remain unredressed. Now, leaving a line, you will write the concluding paragraph. It is sincerely appealed to the minister and higher authorities concerned to take prompt action in this regard. You can see that the conclusion part is not very long. It should be short and crisp. Precisely, you have to describe. Leaving a line, you have to write yours truly. You may also write yours faithfully. As I said earlier, please do not write yours sincerely, because yours sincerely is written when you start with a salutation. Dear Mr. Smith, dear the first person of the name or the last name, dear Mr. William, then we will write yours sincerely. Right, students? I hope the confusion is over now. So please go through it once again. The sample draft. Go through the sentences, the vocabulary and collocations. If you have any difficulty, you can always refer to the dictionary. And then start writing your own draft of this letter to the editor.
So friends, we did, as of now, views on online learning, views on the pandemic COVID-19, views on water scarcity. Now we will move on to the next topic, views on child labor. Here is a question for you. Write a letter to the editor of an English daily, The Mass, expressing your views on child labor. Here on the screen, you will find the sample draft of letter to the editor, and let me explain you how it is written. So let's start.
Friends, here is a sample draft of letter to the editor on child labor. Here you can see the place of writing the sender's address. Please do not forget to write here in this position. Leaving a line, you have to write the date in either of the format, as I suggested you earlier. Leaving a line, you have to write the receiver's address. Then again, leaving a line, you have to write the subject. Leaving a line, you have to write the salutation, dear sir or ma'am. Please do not write respected sir or respected madam. Leaving a line, you start with the opening paragraph. Through the columns of your esteemed daily, I would like to express my views on the subject cited and draw the attention of the concerned authorities and people of India towards the social evil of child labor in our society. Leaving a line, you have to write the description paragraph. I am reading it out for you. The term child labor is often defined as work that deprives children of their childhood, their potential and their dignity, and that is harmful to physical and mental development. It refers to work that is mentally, physically, socially, or morally dangerous and harmful to children. It interferes with a child's ability to attend and participate in school fully by obliging them to leave school prematurely. It requires them to attempt to combine school attendance with excessively long and heavy work. Poverty is the root cause of child labor. Poor parents are compelled to send their children to work in order to fulfill the necessities of their children. It deprives children of their childhood. It adversely affects their physical and mental development. Lack of healthcare facilities result in a rise in mortality rate. They slog for long hours to support large families. Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 bans children up to 14 years to work in any industry or business. But it is not being adhered to in India. To eradicate child labor from the society, the government of India has to make stringent laws and regulation and ensure its proper implementation in every work sector, including domestic help. Mass-scale awareness campaign has to be organized to sensitize the people. It is sincerely appealed to the ministers and higher authorities concerned to take prompt action in the eradication of this social malaise. Thereafter, you will end this with yours truly or yours faithfully. Do remember to write yours truly or yours faithfully, but not yours sincerely, as I explained earlier. Yours sincerely is written when you are writing the salutation with the name of the person, like Dear Mr. Williams or Dear Mr. Smith. Right, students? I hope you understood this and you will pay attention and you will avoid committing any mistakes.
Well, friends, we did very important topics on letter to the editor, and these 4 important topics I found to be very relevant and very pertinent issue. Now we will have a look on different practice questions which will help you to hone up your skills of letter to the editor. Practice questions. Let's see the questions. 1. Write a letter to the editor on the rise in the rate of unemployment due to the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. 2. Write a letter to the editor on the lack of testing kit for COVID-19 in remote areas. 3. Write a letter to the editor on the recent flood havoc in Assam and Bihar, leaving many homeless and dead. 4. Write a letter to the editor on difficulties faced by students in online learning as they are not having Android mobile handsets or laptops and smooth internet connectivity. So friends, I presented before you 4 sample drafts of letter to the editor on various burning issues. And here in practice questions also, I have chosen the topics which are of relevance, which are of present time. So go through the newspaper, read the articles on these topics, and express your views in the form of letter to the editor. Hope you will follow my advice and practice letter to the editor. Because if you keep on practicing, you will become perfect. Rightly said, practice makes a man perfect. Go through varieties of newspapers. Do not forget to read the editorial pages, the letters to the editor given in the real newspaper, and get an idea on how the grammatical syntax, the different vocabulary and collocations will be used. I hope you will have a nice time. So that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it and benefited you a lot. I will come up with new videos on different topics. Till then, bye-bye.